Hey guys, I'm TCG, and this video is all about how to send cards to PSA from Europe and how much will that cost you. So I'll go through the pricing first, all the costs associated with sending straight to PSA, and also we'll be looking at European services as an option. Then we're gonna shortly go through the submitting process on PSA, how to make your submission, how to add your cards, what kind of kinks the search mechanism has, just to make it a bit easier for you to find the cards you're about to submit. Then I'm going to go through how to package your cards when sending them to PSA and what kind of shipping options to use. If you like the video, if you like the content, please remember to like and subscribe. That way the YouTube algorithm actually shows it to other people as well, and I get the motivation to make more videos as well. But without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so let's look at pricing first. I'm here at psacard.com at their services and prices tab. We're in the grading section. So we see here that the cheapest service level for trading card game bulk is $15 per card. That includes cards that have a declared value of $200 or less. So that means that the card's value post grading needs to be $200 or less to qualify for this service level. If your card gets graded and they deem it to be valued at more than $200 but less than $500, then PSA will charge you $4 more for that card, because then it only qualifies for this service level that has a declared value of $500 or less. You can also see that the cheapest service levels here have a 20 card minimum as well. So you need to grade quite a bit of cards to get access to them. And it's also notable that you need to be a collector's club member. So what does that mean? You need to pay $150 per year to be in the collector's club and get access to these service levels. So what you get being a collector's club member is you basically get access to the service levels, and you get some credit on Lupe and Fanatics Live. So these are North American services, and you would need to use a third-party shipping site to actually get the products shipped to you in Europe. So I haven't gone through the hassle of trying to use these credits yet, and you're not going to get the full value of these credits if you're a European customer. We also have the $200 version where you get some more credit, and you get Card Ladder Pro for a year. If you don't know what Card Ladder is, it's just a site that tracks all sales of collectibles, so Pokemon cards, sport cards, other trading card game cards. Just tracks pretty much eBay, other auction sites, and you can follow how much everything costs. So yeah, I've used Card Ladder for a few months and it's pretty good. I don't think it's worth like $15 per month, but I got a couple of months free from PSA, so I used it. There are free options like pricecharting.com as well, and other sites that I haven't used. So, but yeah, Card Ladder is okay, and getting it free or getting it included in this 200 per year plan is okay as well, even for everyone, even European customers as well. But yeah, those are just fixed costs that are added above the grading costs, at least for the cheapest service levels. If you aren't a part of the collectors club, you're gonna need to use these more expensive options, which makes no sense because European customers have European options that will send your cards to PSA for you, and will do it for a cheaper price than this $25 per card. Another thing that I did want to bring up as well is here, if your card is worth more than $500 post grading, you're going to need to pay $75 for the grading of that card. And this is quite a steep curve comparing to the $19 you're paying for a $500 card. And I just wanted to make clear that there are options out there. For example, CGC, you can get a card worth 1,000 euros graded for 15 euros. There's always options, but the truth of the matter is that the cards you get graded with PSA do have, on average, more value than the cards graded at other companies. But yeah, this is very expensive nonetheless. So let's look at the European option. So I'm at Dave and Adams, Europe. They are located in the Netherlands and they offer this service of you can send your cards that you want to get graded to them and they'll send them to California to be graded. So the prices here I think are quite reasonable. David Adams is also an official partner of PSA, so that's why I'm bringing this up. I haven't used any European services, so I don't have any personal experiences with them, but I would think an official partner with PSA is okay to trust your cards with. You can send singular cards here, and they will cost 17 euros plus the value added tax of your country. So I think that's a pretty good deal. You don't have to be in the collector's club. You don't get that $150 extra costs associated with the collector's club added to your grading costs. And also you don't have to send 20 cards at once. This is no minimum limits here. They will accept one card if you choose to send one card. Now, if you're not located next to them and you can just drop your cards off at their shop, you will still have to ship them and they will ship them back to you. So that adds some fixed cost for your grading as well. So I've made a couple of charts on Excel to show you which is a better option for you or which is a cheaper option for you if you're from the EU. So here on the left, we have if you're making one submission to PSA, I've assumed that the shipping cost to and back are 60 euros more when sending to California than it would be when you're sending to the Netherlands from EU. So the blue line here represents the costs of PSA grading or sending straight to PSA for grading. And the orange line here is if you're sending to Dave and Adams. So you get that. So you get these lines here, and you can see that they intersect at about 47 cards, somewhere around there. So you would need to send more than 47 cards for it to be cheaper to send to PSA per year if you're paying for that collector's club as well. And this is for a single submission. So on the right side, I've made the same assumptions. So per submission, it's going to cost you 60 euros more in shipping costs. And now you would need to send somewhere between 60 and 65 cards for it to be cheaper to send directly to PSA. So if you're only planning on sending maybe 10, 15 cards, maybe 20 cards, the European options are a cheaper alternative than sending straight to PSA. But if you are planning on sending over 100 cards, it's going to be much cheaper sending straight to PSA. One thing I forgot to mention is that PSA does have every month these grading specials, which are discounted services that change every month. So for trading card game cards, very often you have these $14 per card specials for Collectors Club members. I've graded all of my Pokemon cards during these specials, so you get that extra $1 off. And when you're grading a lot of cards, well, it does add up. But yeah, that's what I've also used in my graphs. I used that $14 per card price just because, well, if you're grading a lot of cards, it's worth timing your grading to a special Okay, so next up, let's look at the submission process. So you just press submit here, start. Well, yeah, press new submission. You can see my previous submissions here using that July Pokemon special, as you can see. So first off, you select which type of product you're submitting. So standard size trading cards is usually what you're going for. Then grading is the service. If you're grading cards, select and continue. Then you have these different service levels. And the cheapest one here is first. So the August trading card game and non-sports bulk special is $14 per card with a maximum declared value at 150 and an estimated turnaround time of 50 business days. So you select that and continue. Then you're gonna need to start searching and adding your cards to your submission. This search function is pretty broken. It's not that good. So if, for example, you wanted to add an Arceus V Star from Crown Zenith, the golden version, I would advise searching for GG70, which is its number. And here you can see it pop up first. You get the English version, the German version, French, Italian, Spanish. But if you search for Arceus V Star, it will not show up. So you need to type in full art Arceus V Star. And now you find it again. Well, there's other full hearts here, but yeah, you see it here again. But typing in, for example, the GG70 is a good way to go about it. So for like other trainer gallery cards, let's say you type in the set number, the set name, then Lost Origin, and then trainer gallery 06 is Gengar, I think. Yeah, and you see it right here. But again, it's like full art Gengar. So you basically would need to type in art Gengar. And now you see the full art ones here. Just type in Gengar, you would not find the trainer gallery card here. So searching for set name and then the number of the card from that set and choosing the correct language. So don't choose Italian or French or Spanish. It's pretty hard to sometimes notice. So for example, here with Arceus V Star, you see French, Italian, Spanish, and that the one that does not have any any language associated with the name is the English one. You can also see the card here with its picture. So yeah, adding this Arceus V Star, then you declare its value. So the maximum you can declare for it is $150. Well, this card is probably like I don't know what it is. It's like $100 card, I guess, at the moment, maybe a bit more. I'm not sure what the price is at the moment, but let's just declare it at the maximum value because it's pretty close to that. So this declared value is also the amount you will get from insurance if the package is lost from PSA to you. So yeah, now you get it here. Then you can add the Lost Origin TG6. Maybe $100. I don't know how much. If you have a card that you think is gonna be worth more, but you want to put it in the same submission so that they come back in the same package, uh, just declare the maximum value. PSA will charge you more if it comes back as that graded 10. You basically just add cards here, then you proceed to checkout. Well, yeah, you need to. Let me just add 20 cards here. Okay, so now I've added 20 cards here, or 6 cards and 13 hands here. But one thing I wanted to actually say here is as well, the order that you put your cards into the submission is the order they will be graded and the order they will get the certification number. So if you want sequential cards, like you have Arceus V Star, the golden Arceus V Star from Crowns in it, and you have the golden Giratina V Star, I would recommend you put them sequentially. So first put the Giratina, then the Arceus back to back, so that they have those sequential grading numbers. Because some collectors prefer sequential grading certs, and those might add a bit of value to your cards. So anyways, here we have the minimum of 20 cards here. You proceed to checkout. So once we press proceed to checkout, we're in the shipping and billing stage of your submission. So basically here you see that how much the grading will cost and how much insured return shipping will cost to you. So first off here, they ask if you want to purchase a prepaid label that they offer or ship on your own. But I think this is only for customers in the United States. So you have to ship on your own. And then you choose if you want to send your items to the PSA vault. So basically, they just hold your items there in their safe vault, or you want to ship them back to you. You choose this. So I want my cards back. So I would always ship items back to me. They have actually an option for you to just sell it right away on eBay, the graded card, if you want to. But again, that's not for me. After this, they ask you for your return address, your phone number, your payment method. They're only going to charge you when the grading is done and when they know how much they want to actually charge you. Making the submission, you don't pay anything yet. Once you actually confirm your submission, you have 1 month to ship your cards to PSA. That's when the estimated turnaround time begins, when they actually get the cards. Okay, so let's continue with some packaging stuff. So I'm here at psacard.com at Info Center Packaging Guidelines. So these are pretty good as guidelines for how to package your cards, obviously. So first off, put them in a penny sleeve and then semi-rigid card holder. In Europe, I had a pretty hard time finding these semi-rigids, but for example, Ultra Pro has them at their own net store. A little bigger ones for which are made for grading submissions that are 33 euros per 200, and then they have a little smaller ones that I think are probably fine for submitting as well, but they're not as big as the ones for submissions, and these are €1 cheaper for 200. These are the kinds of holders that PSA recommends, and I would trust PSA on this. They clearly say here, do not use rigid card holders, top loaders, screw down cases, etc., as cards can occasionally be damaged during removal. I don't know what their removal process is, but yeah, okay, whatever. Then arrange the cards in the same order as you put them into your submission. Now, once they're all in semi-rigid holders and they're correctly arranged, you put them between two slightly bigger cardboard pieces and bind them together with rubber bands. I'm going to show you how I do this. And yeah, then put down some, well, they say for further protection, put down some bubble wrap and some shipping materials in your box. And then put the order confirmation printout in the box alongside the item bundle. And yeah, they recommend you use colored packing tape. I don't have colored packing tape, so I just used regular packing tape. But I guess this is better. I actually am sending PSA back a box they sent me, so you can see the difference between colored ones and regular packing tape. Also, you print out this barcode, which you will put on the outside of your box as well. Yeah, I always used expedited shipping, just so it's as quick as possible. Yeah, as they say here, just avoids potential delays and mishandling. The quicker trip, the less hands-on package, the more reliable it will be on average. Stuff can always happen. Packages can get lost always. They also say do not reuse old boxes that have been damaged or have old shipping labels attached. But yeah, you can read all this. And then the shipping address for UPS, FedEx, and DHL, it's this, and for USPS. So if you're using your national postal service, I think you should be using this address then. But I'm not entirely sure because I've always used UPS. So please make sure of that before you send anything to the wrong address. Remember to include the forms and labels in your package. So what I do is just go to my submissions, click on the submission I'm sending, then print forms and label, put the label on the box as they show in the packaging guidelines, and yeah, put all the other papers except the one that has customer copy written on it in the box with them. I'm not sure if all of that is necessary, but that's what I do. I'm going to show you videos on how I packaged my stuff, and you can do the same or not. It's worked for me the few times that I've sent to PSA, and I'm sure it's mostly fine what I do. But yeah, let's get to that. So first off, I take my arranged submission, put them between two cardboard pieces, and then take rubber bands and add as many rubber bands so that the package is tight enough for my liking. I double on some of these rubber bands because they're quite loose otherwise, just so that the cards stay inside there. Here's my final addition. You can see there's quite a lot of rubber bands on that. Yeah, that's the final package there. Then I take a mini grip bag and put that in there so that no moisture gets inside. Then I add some bubble wrap, make it into a little package as well. And here's the box that I got back from PSA. You see the tape, how it's sealed the box very well. So I take some packaging materials here just so that the cards can stay in place firmly. I have 2 of these packages for my submission here. Then after that, I add some packaging materials again, some paper there, and I think this is pretty sufficient for protecting my cards. Then remember to add the forms that you printed out at PSA. And then you can start taping again, sealing the box. So I use just regular packaging tape. And we have the old tape there as well. So here's the final product. I think it's pretty well sealed. I think the cards are well protected. So we're back from that relaxing packaging part of the video, and let's get into shipping. In Finland, we have Ship It, but I'm sure pretty much everywhere there's like third party shipping companies that offer you the cheapest prices for every single package you're sending. So I put down some random postcode for Finland and then the postcode for Santa Ana for PSA, and we can press continue. Then you put in the dimensions of your box or parcel, the weight, and then you press here for the prices. So for me, uh, UPS Express Saver has been the one I've used just because it's the fastest here. It's also this isn't too bad of a price for an express delivery from Finland to basically the other side of the world. So of course you can choose the cheaper options as well. But for me, I really want my package to be at PSA as fast as possible. And when I've used this UPS Express Saver, it has taken like 48 hours all in all, a bit over 48 hours for it to reach California from when they pick it up from my UPS access point. So I've been really happy with that. Knocking on wood. Hopefully, it'll continue to be good. One other thing that I wanted to point out here is that you are shipping quite a lot of value in a single package. And there are insurance options. I tried to find out about them when I first started, but then I just gave up. But I did watch a video on YouTube from a British guy, and there was a insurance company who did do these kind of things. But I have not gotten into that. I'll link that video in the description and put a timestamp on it as well, so you can check it out yourself if you want to. Myself, I've been a tournament poker player for 15 years, so I'm pretty used to like bad beats and variance going in the other direction, in the bad direction. So I'm just okay with taking the risk, especially with these more expensive options. It would really suck though if the parcel were to be lost, because you're really not going to get much of that value. I think it's like 100 euros maximum that you're getting. If you feel like it's too risky for you, take the insurance and find out what they require and follow their requirements very closely, just so your parcel is actually lost. You actually get the payments that you are owed. So the name of where you're sending is PSA, Professional Sports Authenticator. Here I've put the address, see you receiving on the first address, and then the address for PSA. And then the zip code, Santa Ana, California, United States. On the phone number, I put out their customer support number. On the email, I've put out their uh, just main customer support email. Okay, so let's now go through the description of contents of your shipment. So when you're sending outside of the EU, you need to fill out the description of what you're sending. So here, all of these are in Finnish, but I can tell you what they are. So this is just for yourself. It's a reference. You can name your shipment whatever you want. Here you put the value of your shipment, and this is the type of shipment. So Ship It only has three options for this. They have commercial, present, or a sample. So we choose commercial. But if there's an option for repair or refining, choose that for your shipment. And then here you have the description of your shipment. So PSA gave me this as the description. So trading cards printed on cardboard being sent for assessment. These are not sold items and will be returned to the owner after assessment. So that's the description you can put on your shipment, and then you have to fill out the parcel content. So here, trading cards. How many trading cards are you sending? So 20 for this case. Unit weight, so I don't know how much trading cards actually weigh, maybe 2 grams each. Then the tariff code. I got this tariff code when talking to Finnish Customs. So it's a tariff code for refining and repair. I think something along those lines. So 49119900. So having this tariff code makes it clear for customs that you're sending stuff for refinement or repair. Country of origin, I think you can put US here because the trading cards are mostly made in the United States. For unit value, because I'm not selling these, I'm just sending them to be refined, or I put the price of grading here because that's what I'll get billed for by PSA. So having these match when the shipment comes back to me to Finland is easier for me to deal with customs then, because I have to pay the VAT once it comes back to Finland. So I have $14 as a special, so that comes up to 12.8 euros. Now I have the total value of my order, which is 256 euros. I put that here. And for Incoterms, I use DDP. I'm not entirely sure if this is the right one, but what I think this means is I am in charge of all additional costs that happen during the shipment. So even though it has arrived in the United States, I am still responsible for all additional costs that may come. With this information, UPS can fill out the export declaration form for me, and that just makes it easier because I tried to fill out the export declaration form by myself and it has a lot of stuff. So it's much easier if you go through a third party site like this and UPS fills out that declaration for you. So this parcel contents, what Shipit does is they make customs document out of all the information you've provided for them, and those documents you need to send to UPS, and you need to send your social security number to UPS, and they'll fill out the export declaration form with that information. You also need to attach that document to your package, but I think depending on where you do this, that may differ, but just follow the instructions given to you and you'll be fine. Okay, so that was my tutorial on how to send cards for grading to PSA from the European Union. If you're only sending a few cards, under 40 cards is what I came out to with my calculations, I would recommend using the options in the European Union. That also makes it much easier because you don't have to deal with customs. If you have any questions, you can definitely ask me. But if it has something to do with PSA, I would recommend you to contact them directly. And if it's something to do with customs or the tariff codes or anything of that sort, I would just be in contact with the customs of your own country. Anyways, if you like the content, please remember to like and subscribe. That way other people see my videos as well. And I hope to see you around again. Bye.